So what is up, Africana fam? Welcome to day 3 of the PowerPuff Girls series, and we are featuring Buttercup. So if y'all want to see how I achieved this hair and makeup from start to finish, then keep on watching. So this hair was inspired from She Is the Beauty on Instagram with her Fahrenheit wig. And y'all, when I tell you God really be doing his thing, he reminded me that I had this wig from the Nicki Minaj series and just made it super easy, y'all. Like, honestly, I couldn't thank him enough for reminding me that I had this, because it just made this so much easier. So right now I'm just sectioning off the hair where I want to color the hair green versus black, and I'm going in with this dye from, I can never pronounce the name, Swasherpop. And it is in the color Midnight Black. So it's like a blue black. So right now I'm just prepping the hair and just wetting it with some water just so that it's nice and damp for me to color. And I already did the mixture and everything with the dye, and now on to coloring it. I'm gonna go in sections and color that back section black. And I'm just gonna do that and work in sections. I'm gonna work track by track just to make sure that everything is nice and saturated and there's no blonde peeking through. So now I'm gonna go into the front, and I'm using the colors Hunter Green, Green Apple, and Lime Light. So right now I'm gonna go in with Green Apple, and I'm gonna apply that on the roots of each section of that blonde section. So you just want to make sure that those the lime green aligns with each other. And this is the first go around, and now into Limelight. I'm gonna go in with that and then go into Hunter Green for the bottom, and then for the last part I'm gonna go in back with that black just to kind of like diffuse it all. And I like to use my fingers going back and forth and rub it in between so it's nice and diffused. And this is how it should look. I let it sit overnight, so over 8 hours, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shampoo off. And you want to make sure that you are using cold water when you're washing it off. You don't want any of the color to actually, bleed onto the color section. And I just try my best to separate the two, but washing it with cold water will ensure that it's not going to bleed at all. So now that that is air dried, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go ahead and start curling the hair. I'm using my Babyliss curling iron and the 1 1/2 inch, and I'm just gonna go ahead and curl away from my face. And I just want some big juicy curls on this short bob. This hair was already previously styled already because it was from my series from 2 years ago, which was the Nicki Minaj series. So yeah, y'all, this was the Little Freak wig actually. So yeah, I just really thank God and the Holy Spirit for putting it in my heart for me to find this wig, because I didn't sell this wig, so it just made everything super easy, and I'm just super thankful for that. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and curl this hair. And I'm using the flat iron now for the top piece just to make sure that everything is laying nice and flat, and especially for the bang and the top pieces, and then curl the rest of the hair. And like, do y'all see that gradient? Like, she's eating the girls up. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing, okay? Like, she is really and truly eating the girls up, okay? And now once that's done, I'm just going back in with my cheese silk serum, and I'm just pressing that into the hair so that, like, there's no flyaways, and the hair looks nice and silky and soft. And then I'm gonna go in with my cheese silk hairspray, and I'm gonna spray that all around the hair so that the curls can stay while I'm doing my makeup. And overall, these are the finished results for the wig. This is a closure wig, by the way, as well. And yeah, she just is eating the girls up. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, y'all, so now on to makeup. I already have my base prepped on my eyelids. I just use concealer as my base. And the first color I'm using is this dark brown from the Juvia's Place coffee shop. I'm placing that all around the crease and a little bit up on my brow bone as well. And I'm just diffusing that into my brow bone. And now I'm using a lighter brown just to apply that as like my transition color, just to soften up that line of demarcation with the color that I applied on my crease from that same palette. And I'm going in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base in the color Rumor 1. And I'm just using a buffer brush just to buff that into my eyelids to prep it for my no cut crease look. Now I'm going into my Juvia's Place Culture palette in the color Efi. I'm applying that on my lid, and then I'm gonna go back into that brown just to kind of diffuse those two colors. And I went in with my NYX matte liquid liner just to line my eyes, and now it's on to foundation. I have my face nice and prepped, and I'm going in with my Makeup by Mario foundation in the color 29N and mixing it with my Lancome Tint Idol in the color 560. And I'm just using my Real Techniques buffer brush just to buff that into my skin. And now onto concealer. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Toffee. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using the Born This Way concealer in the color Cocoa. So I only use Toffee underneath my eyes just to brighten up my under eye. And then I'm going in with my foundation brush and just brushing out the edges of that concealer, and then using my Ulta Beauty foundation precision brush just to buff out my concealer. And now onto contour. I'm using my Milk Makeup contour stick in the color Spaced, and I'm just using this flat shader brush just to outline where I want my nose contour to be at. And I like to save my to blend out my concealer for last, so I like to let it sit there for a little bit so it could be nice and opaque. And I'm going in with this angled brush just to buff out that contour. Now I'm going to preset my face using my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and then now applying a loose powder. I'm using my Huda Beauty loose powder in the color Cinnamon Bun. And I'm just using this small puff brush. And then I'm going in with this angle brush just to apply my contour powder, and I'm using the Juvia's Place bronzer palette in the color Deep Dark, and I'm just using this angle brush from Morphe just to apply that. And then I'm also going to do that around my face as well too. And now for blush, I'm using my Juvia's Place blush palette in the color, I believe it's volume 2 or 3, and it's just this orange blush that I'm applying onto my cheeks. Now for my tear ducts, I'm applying my P. Louise base in the color Rumor 1 just to kind of prep that for the light colored I want to use for the tear duct. And I'm just lining my eyes with some black liner, and I'm going in with my Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette, and I'm using the color Shawata just to kind of you know, smoke out my under eye. We're definitely going for a nice and gothic look for this look today, so I'm just blending out that black and bringing it down more. Now I'm using my Duo Lash Glue, and I'm using some gems that I got off of Amazon. One is like an emerald green gem, and then the other one is a clear crystal gem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that all around where I applied the black eyeshadow. And I did get inspired with this look in particular, especially with the gems, from Nikki Tutorials. She kind of did a recreation from someone, and it was super nice. I was like, yeah, I gotta hop on this, and it came out really, really nice. So I'm just kind of going in and playing around with the sizes and stuff. And now I'm going in with my neon color stack that I got from Amazon for like years ago actually, and I'm applying this lime green in my tear ducts. And I just went ahead and moved the excess powder that I had on my face, and now I'm lining my lips, and I'm using my Juvia's Place liner in the color Wine. And I mixed that with my black liner. And then I'm going into my NYX Butter Gloss in the color Madeline, and I'm just using that as my gloss. And now to finish the look, I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and I'm just gonna spray that all over my face and then press it in with my foundation brush. And now I went ahead and placed the wig on my head. It is a glueless closure wig, so I just had to throw it on. And now I'm gonna comb out those curls and just play around with the hair until I have my desired look. And overall, these are the finished results. I hope y'all enjoyed day 3. Comment some green hearts if you did, and stay tuned for day 4, which is dropping tomorrow. So later.